everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's pick a card reading is all about what is going on in this connection. So the intention for this reading is we are going to shine some light on where the connection is going, what's currently going on surrounding the current energies. So we're going to work with the current energies and possibly some future energies as well. So if you don't know how pick a card readings work, we have pile number 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Take a moment to pause the video. You can take as long as you need, meditate for a few minutes, or take a deep breath, whatever you need to do that works for you, and pick the card that you are the most drawn towards. I will be putting some crystals on these cards as well, if you do prefer to choose with crystals, and I know I do. So I will also be putting timestamps for your pile in the description box and the comment box so that you can skip the video to the pile that you are drawn towards. Okay, so let's get these crystals on. So for pile 1 we have some black tourmaline. Pile 2 we have some sodalite. Pile 3 we have labradorite. And pile 4 we have fluorite. Okay, take as long as you need, and I'm going to go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so for my lovely pile number 1s, we have the 5 of cups, the 5 of wands, the 2 of wands, and the 9 of cups. So what I'm seeing for you now is that you've been dwelling on the past quite a lot because you've had a lot of conflict in your current situation. So there's been a lot of possibly disagreements. You can't agree on which way you'd like to go, but I do see that you have quite a lot of ideas in your head and you're actually ready to take action on those ideas now. I feel like because you have been discussing quite a lot of what your soul wants, what you have visions for. Both of you have been butting heads, but you've come to a point where it's like, okay, let's actually make an effort to have a civil discussion, and so we can better move forward. So this has been quite a blunt and upfront conversation and effort that's been going in at the moment. So I think from having this more mature conversation, shall we say, a lot of good is going to come from it, because now we have clarity from both parties, or you know, there may be more than one, but I do see quite a romantic relationship going on in this reading. That doesn't mean that applies to everyone because this is a general reading, but I do see that you and one other person had quite a disagreement, and so you had to make that effort to get over the conflict and decide, okay, we're actually going to take some time to do what's best for us and discuss what we want without any judgments, because when we take away that judgment, we're open to receiving the other person more, and so we can better express ourselves, and then that other person also has a better understanding of us, and that works both ways. So I do see that happening. The card that you picked was red jasper, and this, as it says here, the crystal for stamina and endurance. So I really feel like it was all about, you know, bringing those energies to life where we have to make an effort, and I feel like this was represented by stamina and endurance. So that has been achieved here, and you will be coming to clearer waters, and you will both understand each other a lot more. I'm seeing that coming up for you. So we also have boundaries. This actually makes a lot of sense because, you know, as we were discussing, when we make those boundaries, we discern to people, you know, we can't speak to each other like that. we have to have some sort of respect and some conscious input here, because if we don't have that conscious input and we go into autopilot and the subconscious, you know, rules our emotions and takes over, we are unaware of what's going on, and so we react and we don't recognize ourselves. So boundaries have been extremely important. And oh, we have the garden. So this is all about, you know, tending to it, giving it a lot of love and tender care. As you would a garden, think of it like literally a garden. We look out after our gardens, we, you know, plant our seeds, we make some lovely flowers, we watch them bloom and we see this beauty. So it's all about giving this relationship, this connection, some tender loving care, some affection, but also good boundaries, because we can't be running around like, you know, headless chicken, as the saying goes. So we have fears coming up, which is kind of a good thing, because that's sort of making the subconscious conscious, and so we are more aware of our emotions, and when we're more aware of our emotions we can better tackle situations. So that's not a bad thing coming up, that's definitely not a bad thing. We have the karmic message, so this is all about your healing. For both of you, actually, you've been healing and you've been doing it consciously and together, which is really powerful and inspiring. I feel like you actually inspire each other and you bounce energy off of each other, so you have a very strong connection, but you have moved it into that deeper understanding now, which is amazing. And so now we have freedom. How beautiful is that? You have the freedom to express yourselves, both of you, to each other. And that feels amazing, because when we feel our authentic self, don't we have that freedom then? We have that understanding and we can give more love to people. Okay, my pile number ones, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated with you, and I would love to see you in my next video. Bye! Hello, my pile number twos, my Sodalite pile. For you, we have the Three of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the World. So I really feel like you have been trying to take action on something, and you've been in your mind a lot. You've been dwelling on things quite a bit, to the point where you've come to a bit of a depressed conclusion almost. I don't like to use the word depressed, it sounds a bit extreme, but it's come to a conclusion where you're like, I'm not happy, there's some discontentment here. And so you've decided, I'm going to change this now. You've decided that you no longer want to put up with what's been going on. You don't like the situation anymore, and so you're like, okay, I'm going to change it, and I'm going to change it with my voice. So there's going to be some conversations to be had, and I think once we get into the light of this connection, once we hear from the other person as well, their perspective, because we can't assume what their perspective is, right? We have to take that action sometimes to confront them, but in a loving way, okay? Not a way that's like, oh, you did this and I didn't like this. We have to come from a place of understanding, but also our boundaries have to be met as well. We have to receive that respect. And I feel like this is it's either going to happen this way or it's going to happen this way. You're like, if this is not going to happen and I'm not going to be listened to or understood, then it's time for me to go my own path. That's okay too, if that's what you want to do, if that's what you feel you need to do, and that is you moving forward. But don't be brash with this, because I don't see that working out. I definitely feel like you need to confront this issue that's been going on. It's just been a lack of communication, and now that the communication is coming in, we're going to have a better understanding. We may have had communication, but you never really understood each other, and so now it's time to make that closure with that person and then close that chapter. And whether you know, go with this person or not with a further connection, that's okay. That's your decision to make, and the other person's too, if you're both willing to be in each other's lives. But it is a bit of a make or break energy going on here, so definitely have that conversation with this person, because it needs to be had, so we can both understand each other. It gives love, okay? It gives love, and we don't want to leave off in horrible terms. So we have to try and not suppress. We never suppress our emotions, but we've been putting ourselves out, and now we need to confront our thoughts with this person. So the card you chose was Flint, which is really interesting because I was actually thinking of Flint this morning. I'm not sure why. But as it says here, the crystal for rites of passage. Sorry, you couldn't see that. The crystal for rites of passage. So this actually makes a lot of sense, because you are going to move forward. You are going to move forward with this person or without this person. And you feel like, if I have this conversation and they don't understand me, I'm just going to move forward and go my own way without them. But just have this conversation, try and get on the same page. And if you still feel like you need to leave this connection, that's absolutely fine. But the Flint definitely makes sense for this connection, because the world is major arcana, and it's all about, you know, cycles ending and then a new cycle begins. So whether that's with this person, I see for a lot of you it is without this person and you're ready to move forward. We also have re-parenting yourself. This is an extremely meaningful card for me at the moment. I've actually been doing a lot of healing and shadow work with, you know, my inner child. So this is literally going back into your mind, into your memories, and giving your child self the love that you needed and wanted. That is such a powerful tool. And so you are going to be doing a lot of healing if you haven't already. And so that's what's made you have the courage to be ready to take your relationship with yourself and with this other person, whatever you decide to do, to the next level. It's a new chapter coming in. And we also have the divine feminine. So this card is very connected to spirituality, because the feminine is spirituality. It's intuition. And so you've been listening to your intuition. I can see that you may be actually very spiritual. It might be a little mini spiritual awakening coming for you, because, you know, your life's been turned a little bit, you know, lopsided. I don't want to say upside down, but it's going different routes. And so it's just gaining that courage to take that new path. And I think you have it. I definitely see most of you have this. You're ready to. And we have respect. So respect for this other person and for yourself, but respect for this connection that you had with them, because it was special, and there were lessons, because we're always learning. We are always learning. So you respect what was learnt, what has been done, because you know that you can't change it. So you feel pretty happy leaving it if you need to. Communication coming up. Lovely. That's what we like, because that's definitely what's needed here in this connection. We need a bit of communication, but as I said, it has to be gentle and not accusing. And we have help. So I do feel like this person wants to help you. You also want to help yourself. But you know, it's hard. Sometimes we have to make time for conversations, and they're uncomfortable. It's difficult. It's tough. I know it is, but we've all been there. We all have to have these conversations, because that's what progresses us, okay, and builds these connections. All right. I wish you the very best, my pile number twos, and I love to see you in my next reading. Okay, bye. Hello, my pile number twos. You chose Labradorite. For you, we have the Queen of Pentacles, or the Queen of Wands, The Five of Swords and the Hanged Man. So this is a past connection that you don't currently have a relationship with this person, but you've been thinking about them a lot and they have been coming up in your past a lot. You sort of feel a bit somber about it because you miss them, but you also don't miss the bad that happened. So, everyone has good and bad traits. There are bad and good to everything because, we live in a dual world. So there's good and bad to everything. But you've been reminiscing a lot and thinking, should I go back? Should I make contact with this person? Have they made contact with me? They've sort of gone their own way now. They've made progress in their life and they have just sort of gotten on with their life, as you have as well. I definitely see you have gotten on with your life, but over the past, I feel like for most of you it'll be 6 years, around 6 years. It's a general reading, so those may be different. It may be 3 years, but for most of you I think it's around 6 years that this has happened. And you really do miss this person and you are thinking about making contact and reaching out again. So if that's something that you feel you need, if you feel you need some closure on something, or if you feel you want to reconnect, that's extremely possible. I feel that you had such a strong connection and you feel that, when it sort of broke, so to speak, it was right for both of you, but now it's like you've gone your own way and you actually feel that it's time to reconnect and that's the time for you to do this. So that's interesting. I feel like you will have to reach out though. I don't see this person reaching out to you, but if they have or they do, it will be you initiating things with emotion, because this other person doesn't really like to talk about their emotions. I feel like it is you bringing out these emotions. So just be careful that emotions don't take over you, because sometimes our emotions all come up at once. It's really intense, then it overwhelms us, and then we just sort of, you know what happens. So just give yourself a bit of grace, slow down, take a deep breath, and confront this person, not confront this person, but or speak to this person when you're ready. Don't rush into anything, but I definitely see that you're going to have to say how you feel to get through to them, and they might not reciprocate that. That's okay, but you just have to be honest about what you're looking for, okay? So you chose the Bloodstone card. I think that's heliotrope. And this is the crystal for all around healing. So if you do reconnect, because not all of you have to, some of you it's not for you, but if you do reconnect, it is going to be about healing and being understanding of each other, just working past all of the things that went wrong and learning from them. If you don't want to connect with this person again, that's okay. You just heal yourself, okay? You heal from this yourself, and that's honestly the best thing you can do for you. So we also have serendipity coming up, which is really beautiful because this is the flow and the grace and the ease of things. So none of this is going to be forced. If you do reconnect and you do heal together, or you just heal yourself, this is all about the flow and the ease, okay? So that's really lovely. I can see that this will happen. You will begin to heal from this relationship. And then we have sexuality. So I think most of you were in a romantic relationship with this person. A lot of you were, for sure. But I do see for most of you that you will be reconnecting. I do see for most of you that you will reconnect, and there will be so much more beauty in this relationship because you've actually both done inner work and you've both communicated a bit more, not as much as you like from the other person, but they have healed, they have progressed, and you have to give credit where credit is due. So it's nice that you're reconnecting with this person because you feel like you have entered a relationship as someone else, but with someone else too, if that makes sense. But you're still you, and this person is still themselves, but you have healed and you're better people. So you're not someone else, but it feels as though you are, and it's nice because you're being your more authentic selves, your healed selves. Oh my goodness, we have children. So yeah, that's interesting. A lot of you may start families with this person, and marriage, this doesn't mean you're going to have children if that's not something you want, but if you do reconnect with this person, it's definitely on the cards. On the cards. This could just be as well like you're creating your own family. This could be pets, this could be anything to do with, like, you know, young youthful people. This could be that your inner child might come out with this person again, and their inner child might also come out because you feel you can be your authentic self, and so you can show that little childish side. I won't say childish actually, because I feel like there is a difference between childish and then childlike. So I do want to correct myself. I'm sorry. You can be childlike with this person. So it's a very fun, youthful energy. And we have a message to pass on. So you need to do the reaching out. I feel like this has been the reading all along, but I do feel like for most of you, you're the one that's reaching out. So if you've been thinking about it and wanting to do it, or you're not sure, I feel like this is your message from universe to get in touch with this person. Oh my goodness, spiritual message. You literally can't make this up, can you? I love it when things just flow, and I'm just like, I don't want to have to repeat myself, so I just feel like I'm just going to show you these. Message to pass on and spiritual message. I just don't even want to say anymore because I feel like I'm going to repeat myself and you're just going to get so fed up with me. But amazing. I love that that repeats itself. You can see that for yourself. So I'm really happy. I hope that this all works out for you. I'm sending you so much love, pile number 3, and I'll hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Hello my lovely pile number 4s, you're my fluorite pile. For you today we have the 4 of Cups, the 7 of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. So I feel like from this relationship, you didn't lean on each other a lot. There was a lot of independence there, and so a lot of you may have split and gone your own way. It was on your minds quite a lot because you felt like you were doing a lot of the work emotionally and mentally, and so this person wasn't able to give you what you needed. But also you know that you didn't fully give this person explanations, and so they couldn't give it to you. It's very hard. I feel like you have trouble communicating. It's not that you can't, it's that you don't feel safe, and it's been a long journey to open up. But I do see that you have been learning to communicate better, and you have been self-reflecting a lot, because I feel like this connection, you did avoid certain things like topics and conversations, and you couldn't be your most authentic self. And so you looked back on this connection and you realized, oh, of course, that makes sense. I couldn't get this from this person because I didn't do this. I didn't make an effort to, or not that I didn't make an effort, but that I didn't communicate myself, and so how can that person understand me? So there's been a lot of reflection, and I feel like you're turning energies now. You're moving towards something that's going to prompt this healing, and a lot of conscious effort on your part to make an effort. Not that you weren't making an effort before, you were, I can see that, but just in newer ways. So we're going to learn new skills about how we can express our feelings and our emotions more calmly, and a place of understanding. That's when we can be our most truthful self, our full self, and that's when we express that and when we feel safe. Is always nice when we have that safeness in the connections. So the card you picked was Two-Sodalite. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Please correct me if I'm not, if any of you know crystals. This is the crystal for understanding your soul journey. How amazing is that? Because this actually reflects the reading. I didn't even read that like before reading the tarot, so I really feel like you have been on this reflective journey, and you don't want to go back to this person. You don't necessarily want to rekindle what you had, but you're definitely ready to go towards this path of, I'm ready to heal and be my better self, because then when I can express my authentic self, the right people will come to me, you know? So that's amazing. I would love that for you. We have luminosity coming up, which also, you know, it makes a lot of sense. Things have come to light. That's what this reading is about. That's the intention we had, so I'm really pleased. I've been loving these readings so far. I've really enjoyed these, so I may do more of these particular readings. But I love this. We are shedding light on, sorry, my camera cut out. So yes, we are shedding light on this, what we need to heal, and so this is going to progress us, and we can move forward, and like I said, attract these people that are meant for us, because we can express our authentic self. So we also have the gardener. I think it was pile 2 in one of the readings. We had the garden coming up from this pile, which is interesting. There's sort of similar running themes going on here. So tend to your mind. I feel like the gardener is supposed to tend to the mind. So with the garden, I feel like it's giving the love, and having already come out of that. But with the gardener, we are in that process of giving ourselves love and healing ourselves and tending to our minds and our emotions, and that's really amazing because it's time to go and do our inner work. We have mirror effect. That's amazing because I'm sure you're aware that the universe is a mirror, so everything in our external world is a mirror of our minds, and I think this is luminosity coming to light. So you may have a spiritual awakening going on. I feel like this might be quite a big one. It may be your first one or your second one, so it's quite a significant time for you to realize, you know, and you're taking accountability and responsibility for your part and what you would like to change. And we also have a new sense of calm coming in, so that's nice. You know, you're going to feel calm, you're going to feel healed, and that's what it's all about. That's what the game is, right? To heal ourselves. We have learning coming up. Doesn't this make so much sense? I love that. I love that these cards always resonate. Sometimes it just blows my mind, honestly, still. Even though it happens quite a lot, it still blows my mind that these resonate with each other. So there is a lot of learning going on. It's okay. I know it's tough, and I know that it's quite intense with your emotions and things, and it's hard to always take accountability because it does hurt our ego a little bit, but I just want you to know I'm really proud of you, and I'm sending you so much love. I wish you well, and I really hope to see you in my next video. Okay, bye!